stomach shots, right? I mean, you can see Theo, that's crucial. Absolutely crucial. Okay, awesome. We're live. Sorry, I probably have been live for a while and you saw me talking to myself. Apologies. Or probably talking to my cats. So, happy Friday if you've seen or realized. I am not Alice and this is not sunny Italy. I'm sorry, it's great London. I can see that you can't really see the top of my mat, so I'm just gonna very quickly adjust the camera so you can indeed see the top of my mat. So you can see a lot of furniture, but that's going to be pointless in terms of the practice. Bear with me, the joys of technology. That's probably gonna be a little bit better, hopefully. So, Alice is having internet issues, so I stepped in for her. Welcome to this rocket. Great, you've all seen my giant head, hand, whatever. They should all be fine right now. Welcome to this Rocket 2 class. I presume you all know what Rocket is and does. Just to check in that you can see the whole of me. If you got any injuries, please practice carefully because I'm not there to keep an eye on you. If there's any sharp pain, is out of the pose. Because it's a Rocket 2 class, it's going to be a lot of back bending. So whatever you do, and I'm gonna keep going on and on about it, always make sure you got your bandas engaged and always make sure you got the glutes muscles engaged to protect your lower back. I don't think there's any other info I have to give you. I'm pretty sure there's Ellie's SoundCloud playlist still linked underneath the class. So feel free to play that, feel free to play your own music, feel free not to play anything at all. And to start with, you can start on a cross-legged seat at the top of the mat, sitting on top of a block if you feel that your knees are too high and if it's more comfortable. If this is really uncomfortable for you, you can start in child's pose 2. We are just going to close our eyes and starting to slow down our breath. A few rounds of box breathing. So in through your nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Out of your nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold on empty for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale out of your nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going at this rhythm, focusing on your breathing, grounding your body on the mat. As I share with you today's reading, and I know we often share stuff at the end, but I think this is gonna hopefully ground your practice, and it's from this lovely Yoga 365 Daily Wisdom for Life on and off the mat. Today's reading says, each yoga pose invites you to experience yourself. Just listen to the words and the sound of your breath. Every time you move your body into a yoga pose, you have the opportunity to experience yourself in a specific way, because each pose taps into a particular aspect of who you are. If it is a pose that you love, you may connect with your calm or energized self, or perhaps your curious or intrigued self. With a pose that is challenging for you, you may experience your frustrated, perplexed, or perhaps humorous self. The next time you practice yoga, try to receive each pose as an experience of yourself. Through your practice, your self-knowledge will grow and deepen. From wherever you are, if you see that roll over your ankles, if you're in child's pose, come to your four-legged position. So find your tabletop position wherever you started at. Open your eyes, take a couple of cat and cow stretches to start waking up your spine. So inhale cow, arch your back, open the front of the body, and exhale, go the other way, make your angry cat. Protract, so dome your shoulders and look towards your navel. Inhale, arch, hips high, exhale, dome, curve the other way, gently press the hands into the mat. One last time, inhale, and exhale, keep your navel tucked in. Tuck your toes if you haven't already. Start slowly extending your legs. Find your downward facing dog. Your first downward dog of the day, I will presume, unless you woke up super early and practiced already. Bend one knee and then the other, so walk your dog on the spot. I'm sure you all know the drills, but just in case, feet parallel to each other, heels drawing towards the mat, hands roughly shoulder width apart, and shoulders away from the ears. On your next inhale, ripple your body forward. Slowly lower your knees, bend your elbows and come all the way down. First, tiny back bend, Shalabhasana. So place the hands either side of your body in a T position. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the chest, press the top of the feet into the mat, squeeze the glutes for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the arms on the mat. Replace the hands either side of your rib cage. Tuck your toes. Find your down dog or travel via child's pose if that's your preferred way. Take one inhale and one exhale. On the next inhale, ripple your body forward again. Come to your high plank. Slowly exhale, lower your knees, bend your elbows back, raise in the rib cage and come all the way down. Shalabhasana number 2. Extend your arms long in front of you, palms facing each other, thumbs facing up. Squeeze your glutes, bandhas engage. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the legs. Do this time, pointing those toes, balancing on your hip bones. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the arms, lower the legs. Slide the arms back in. Push your hips back for your child's pose or go straight to your downward facing dog if that is your preference. Take one inhale and one exhale. On the next inhale, one last time, ripple your body forward, find your high plank. Exhale, bend your knees, lower everything to the ground. Interlace the fingertips on top of your lower back. Really squeeze those glutes muscles. Engage your Uddiyana and your Mula Bandha. Inhale, lift everything up. Shoulder blades are coming to meet each other. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Release the hands. Place them either side of your rib cage. Tuck your toes. Find your Adho Mukha Svanasana, your downward facing dog. On the inhale, come really high onto the tippy toes. Look where you're going, so the top of the mat. Start taking small steps until the feet land just behind the wrist. Then bend your knees for a moment, find your ragdoll. Sway side to side. Release your lower back, release your neck, shake your head if it feels good. And then let go of the hands, heel to your feet together. Suck your navel in. And as slowly as you possibly can, you start unraveling your spine, coming up to standing, one vertebra at a time. Suck the belly in as you come up. Shoulders ahead at the very last thing that come up. Give your shoulders a couple of rolls back. Give your shoulders a couple of rolls forwards. And then find your Tadasana. Arms parallel to the body, palms facing forward. Mula Bandha in, Uddiyana Bandha in, Pada Bandha. Forgot, feet lock, very important. Ground your big toes, ground the heels, slightly lift the arch of the feet. Disclaimer, I've got an injury in my left shoulder, so I'm probably not going to demo every single balance because, well, otherwise I'm going to die. Not very high hip sync. at all. As you know, yoga, non-violence to yourself first and then others. You still see a lot of furniture, not so much on my front, but hey, sorry, I don't have a huge room. Inhale, let's get started, have fun. Lift the arms up, look to the thumbs. Exhale, slowly fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, come up halfway with a flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, right leg back, left leg back. If you're ready, chaturanga. If not, stick to knees, chest, chin. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana or Bhujangasana, Cobra. Exhale, navel to spine, Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. Breathe for 3. And find stillness. Breathe for 2. Sorry, my English is funny today. Breathe for 1. And then lift onto the ball of the feet. Look to the front of the mat. Step the right foot forward, step the left foot forward, and fold. Inhale, arms reach high, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fall straight down, Uttanasana, hinging from the hips. Inhale, come up halfway, Adha. Exhale, plant the hands, left leg back, right leg back, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, crown of the head forward. Inhale, up dog or cobra, engage those glutes, take some back bend, and exhale, navel to spine, down dog. Breathe for 3. Maybe the heels are reaching closer to the mat. Breathe for 2. And breathe for 1. And at the end of your next exhale, look to the top of the mat, step the left foot forward, join it with the right, and fold. Inhale, last one. Urdhva Hastasana, make yourself nice and tall. Exhale, fall right down, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float back. If you're floating, you're landing to bend elbows, very important, protect your lower back. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, down dog, breathe for 3. Rotate externally with your upper arm and internally with your forearm. I know, it's a lot easier when the teacher can adjust you in person, but imagine you're bringing the shoulders away, further away from the ears. Take one more inhale, and one more exhale. And when you're on an empty breath, lift up the heels, bend your knees, step or float lightly to the top of the mat, if that is your jam. Inhale, high, looking up. Exhale, bring your prayer to your heart center. Squeezing the inner thighs. Inhale, bend your knees, find your chair pose. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step or flow back, landing into your chaturanga arms. Inhale, open the chest, up dog or cobra. Exhale, navel to spine, down dog. Step the right foot forward for your warrior 1. Inhale as you rise. Exhale, look down, hands down, right leg back, vinyasa of choice. Inhale, squeeze your glutes into your back bend. Exhale, down dog, left foot forward. Inhale, no break, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, hands down, left leg back, Yo Vinyasa. Inhale, open the chest. And exhale, find your down dog and breathe for 3. Remember, child's pose is always there if you ever need it. Breathe for 2. And breathe for 1. Prepare to travel to the top of the mat, either step or if you feel like it, float, be better than I just did. Inhale, bend your knees, find your chair. Exhale, fold forward again. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step, flow back, landing into chaturanga, arms or knees, chest, chin, always there. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, inhale, rise up into your Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, hands down, right leg back. Maybe it's 3-legged vinyasa if you fancy it. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left foot forward, warrior 1 as you inhale. Follow the thumbs with your gaze. Exhale, hands down, left leg back. Maybe it's three-legged, maybe not. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe for 3. Breathe for 2. And breathe for 1. And at the end of your third exhale, bend your knees, travel to the top of the mat. Maybe you step, maybe you float, maybe you hop. Inhale, bend your knees, find your Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway with a flat back, shoulders back. Exhale, plant your hands, step, float back, your vinyasa of choice. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Step the right foot forward. Inhale, Warrior One, Lasambi, I promise. Exhale, hands flat, right leg back. Maybe it's three-legged. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the left foot forward. Inhale, Vira A on the left hand side. Exhale, left, well, hands down, left leg back first. Inhale. Exhale, find your Adho Mukha Svanasana for 3. Deep breath from your belly for 2. Remember, without breathing, you're just doing some weird Cirque du Soleil stuff. It's not yoga without a breath. At the end of the third one, look forward, bend your knees, step, float. A bit better than I just did. Inhale, bend your knees, find your Utkatasana. Exhale, find your Tadasana, reset. Take one long, deep inhale. One long, deep exhale. Sorry, long hair issues. Inhale, Utkatasana. Find your chair. Stay for 5. I know, long hold. Weight is in your heels rather than in your toes. Your bum is not sticking out because it's not very nice for your lower back. So a little pelvis tuck and then sit a little lower. Engage your Uddiyana Bandha. Can you sit a little lower with the next exhale? Inhale, maybe you lift the heels, find the tippy toes. Difficult to balance, squeeze the knees together. Exhale, find your Adho Utkatasana. This time, stick your bum out, back and just parallel to the ground, and so are the arms. I know, inhale here. And exhale, fold. Separate your feet as wide as the mat. Find your Malasana, so your yogi squat. If your heels lift from the mat, it's not a problem. Mine do first thing in the morning. It just depends on your ankle and hip flexibility. As long as your back is nice and straight, that's, frankly, you're doing it right. Now you can stay in Malasana, gently pressing the elbows into the inside of the knees. Or you can play with Bakasana or any crow variations you have. So for crow, hands on the mat. In front of you, step back a little if you got furniture in front of you, like I do. If you don't want to, you don't have to. From crow, if you have any sort of variation, like tripod headstand, make sure it's the crown of the head of the mat. If you're still playing with crow, maybe you're still playing with bringing both feet up to your glutes. Remember, you're looking forward rather than back. If you look back, you will face plant. Try to grip the mat with your fingertips. And wherever you are, on the next exhale, you can step, you can float, you can pike. If you're in tripod, take a vinyasa. And we all meet in a downward facing dog. Let go of whatever just happened. It's just an asana. Maybe you worked, maybe it was fun. Remember the reading at the start. Maybe it was challenging, but that's how you learn. It's by the self-study. Let's move on. Inhale, lift the right leg high. 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, coming forward with those shoulders. Really hug the knee to the chest. Inhale, right leg points high. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Hold for 3. If you got the arm balance, Ekapada B, go ahead. I am not because I'm injured. Hold for 1. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, twist, right knee, left elbow, all for 3. If you got Ekapada A or you got Full and start, I can actually demonstrate. Extend the right leg underneath, lift the left arm up, any other arm balance, or just hold, which is super strong. Both hands onto the mat, inhale, right leg high, use the glute. Exhale, slowly step it forward to the front. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, open to warrior two. Land in your warrior two. Maybe shuffle the front foot a little bit more to the center. Make sure you're sitting low. Inhale, extend the front leg. Exhale, we're going to Trikonasana. So push your hips back, lean forward, then arms go 12 and 6. Core in. You want to bring your body sort of parallel to the mat. Imagine you're standing in between two sheets of glass. If you want a brick to support your right hand, by all means, I would definitely support that. On your next exhale, look forward. I hope you have a brick. Bring the left hand to the left hip. Start bending the right knee. We go into Adho Chandrasana, so a half moon. Whoa, better than I just did because I was looking at the screen. So ground the right big toe. Start lifting the back foot. Maybe the right hand hovers. Maybe it finds the brick. Stack the hips one on top of the other. Maybe extend the left arm up. Maybe you don't. There are days when the balance isn't there, guys. And that's okay. Be kind to yourself. Remember, it's all about learning. On the next exhale, how slowly can you land back into your warrior two? Bend the front knee. Come up with your torso. Inhale, flip the front palm. Reverse your warrior. Exhale, find your Parsvakonasana. Right forearm on top of the right thigh. Left arm extends long over the ear, and you open the chest to the side. You got 5 breaths to play. If you have a bind, take a bind. I can't show it. Again, I refer you back to the fact that my left shoulder is screwed. If you have a brick, you can place it on the inside of the front foot and place the hand on top of it. If you got bird of paradise from the bind, go ahead. It's your practice. Enjoy. Feel free to play. Maybe you want to bring both arms parallel if you're not binding. Imagine you're holding a gigantic beach ball and really switch on your core. Bird of paradise people, start slowly, come back. Everybody, wherever you are, we're framing the front foot with both hands. Pivot on the ball of the back foot. Lower the back knee and tap the toes. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. We're going to a bit of a back bend here, so open the chest. Squeeze the glutes. Gently press the top of the left thigh onto the mat. Maybe you bend the left foot into the glute and reach back with one hand, both hands. Maybe a strap if you have it handy. Maybe a scarf. Get a little bit of stretch in the left quad. Slowly let it go if you have it. Come up into a bit more of a boxy shape. Inhale. Pray to heart center, shoulders back. Exhale, twist into your Pavrita Parsvakonasana. You can stay here. You can take a bind from seated and then maybe lift the back knee, or you can not bind and just lift the back knee, lean back with the top shoulder. There is a reverse bird of paradise from here. I mean, I couldn't do it when I wasn't injured. There's no way I'm doing it now, but if you have it in your practice, go forth and enjoy. You got a couple more breaths to play. If you want a core intense variation, you can lift the elbows off the thigh. You got one more breath. And then look down, frame the front foot with both hands. Inhale, standing split. Lift the left leg high. Try to internally rotate the left hip so that you don't have open hips, you got them closed. So you're probably getting a bit less height. If you got a handstand practice, you want to go to a wall, I'm more than happy about it. I can't see it anyway. If you want to stay into your standing split, maybe you play with your balance, bring the right hand to the foot, maybe the left hand too. Look at the front big toe. Just play if you want to, or stay static if that's more of a challenge for you, like it is for me. Wherever you are, we're going to slowly step the left foot back, the right foot back, take a vinyasa and eventually meet in downward facing dog. Lower both elbows together or one at a time. Find your dolphin practice. If you have a solid pincher, go ahead. If you want to go against the wall, go ahead, you know what you're doing. If you're still playing around, start tippy-toeing your feet towards your elbows. A very good tip I was given some time ago by a teacher is use a brick. So if you're still struggling to come up, and grab it this way in between your palms. You grab the short side of the brick. It really helps the engagement in the shoulders. It also keeps the elbows stuck to the mat, which is what you want. You don't want elbows flying out. If you're still playing, maybe lift the right leg high. Really, really solid. You want to engage the glute and the hamstring and the thighs. Maybe you come high onto the tippy toes of the left foot. Again, I can't really invert my left shoulder, wouldn't like it. Whatever you are, take a couple more breaths to play and eventually find yourself in child's pose, which is where we'll all be meeting in a moment. And then slowly find your downward facing dog again, let go. If it was fun, if you played, if you enjoyed it, great. If it was a challenge, that is also great. It's learning. We're gonna do it all the way to the left hand side. So inhale, left leg, glute strong, point toes. Exhale, come forward to your three-legged thing. I think it's called tiger pose. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, or left forearm, or left upper arm. You can hold. You can choose to take Ekapada Kundiniyasana B. You can do whatever fancy stuff you have. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, twist left elbow to the right side, forearm, elbow, upper arm. You got Kundiniyasana B. You can go into side crawl. You can go into a fallen star, extending the left leg underneath you, pushing up that left hand onto the mat. Everybody, both hands onto the mat. Inhale, left leg high. And exhale, very slowly, using your core, step it to the front of the mat. Ground the back foot. Inhale, reach up, warrior one. Exhale, open up straight into your warrior two. Ground your feet. Press the outer edge of the back foot onto the mat. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, Trikonasana, push the hips back. Front arm forward and then down. So arms are at 12 and 6. You looking up to the right hand. Torso parallel to the ground. Lean back with the right shoulder. Take one more inhale. And one more exhale. Then if you have a brick at the top of the hand, by all means use at the top of the mat. We're going to Adha Chandrasana. So start bending the front knee. Maybe step the back foot in a third of the step. Make it really light. Look where you're going. So beyond the front edge of the mat. And then maybe you got a brick. You place the left hand onto the brick. Maybe on the mat. Stack the hips. Maybe you play with your balance. You hover the left hand. Ooh, not today, teacher, not today. It's not the right day. Wherever you are, play or stay still. And slowly, how slowly can you go back into your warrior two? You'll be in midair for a moment and then you delicately and gracefully, well, hopefully, land back. Front bend, front knee bent. Inhale, flex the front palm and reverse your warrior. Find length on the left hand side. Exhale, extended side angle, left forearm, left thigh. Extend the right arm over the right ear. Lean back with the right shoulder. Go forth and play. If you have a bind, take a bind. Maybe you have a bound triangle. Sorry, I'm giving you my back. Maybe you have bird of paradise. You got 3 more breaths to play. Maybe you're holding that gigantic beach ball. Eventually we'll all be allowed to. Make sure you're twisting and facing the side of the room. Wherever you are, slowly, if you're in bird of paradise, come back. We're all framing the front foot with both hands. Pivot on the ball of the back foot. Gently lower the right knee and tap the toes. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. We're going into a bit of a back bend here. So engage the glute. Open the chest, so don't sink into the lower back. If anything, don't go too low. If this starts pinching, if your lumbar spine starts pinching, come up a little bit off the left thigh. If you did it on the other side, maybe if it feels good, Bend the right knee into the right glute, really ground the left big toe to help with the balance. Maybe you find a foot in one hand, maybe even both, getting a bit of a stretch in the right quad. And slowly let it go without it pinking back. Inhale, come back to a bit of a boxy shape, roll your shoulders back, and axe twist into your reverse side angle. You can take a bind from here, and then if it's in your practice, you can lift the knee. You can lift the knee without a bind. You can lean back with the left shoulder. You can shorten the stance a little. You can lift the elbow off the thigh if it feels good. Play around with your practice. You can also play around with different variations on either side of your body. That I know sometimes that's frowned upon, but listen to your body. On the left hand side, a variation might not be possible that you can do on the right hand side. And that's just because we're not perfectly symmetric. Slowly on the exhale, look down. Frame the front foot with both hands. Inhale, standing split. Press the left foot into the mat. Lift the right leg. Internally rotate the right hip. So you're closing the hips. And fold over that front leg. If you have a handstand practice, you want to play, this is your play time. You can play on the wall. You can play on the mat. Or you can practice stillness if you're usually jumping around. Maybe this time, this practice, you focus on balancing on the left foot. You go one more breath, so wherever you go, if you're going to a wall into another room, find the mat. We're all stepping back with the right leg, stepping back with the left leg. Take your vinyasa off choice and find downward dog. From here, lower both elbows. See if you can lower them both at the same time. Find your pincher practice or your dolphin practice. Maybe you grab that brick at the front of the mat. Really framing it with both hands. Start tiptoeing your feet in. Come high onto the ball of the right foot. Maybe you lift the left leg. Remember to keeping it nice and straight and strong. Gaze is traditionally forward, so to the block or to the thumbs. For some people, me included, that doesn't really work. So if you feel that it's hurting your neck, rather than forcing your gaze forward, keep it a little bit, say to your elbows. And that's just from personal experience, really. And then maybe, whoa, no, my shoulder doesn't like that. Maybe you come up into pincher. Maybe you stick to dolphin. Take another couple of breaths to play, and then eventually find your child's pose. Take a couple of rounds of deep breath, and remember, let it go. It's just one pose, one day, one practice. Find your child's pose. And when you're ready, come back into your downward facing dog. We're gonna slide the hands back to the feet. So inhale, come, maybe shorten your downward dog first. That's usually allowed and advised indeed. Inhale, come forward with your shoulders in sort of a high plank. Exhale, maybe you walk the hands back to the feet and fold forward. Maybe you found it fun, you want to try again. Come forward into a slightly shorter down dog. Engage your core, so the bandas are going to help you here. Inhale, move forward high onto the top of the feet. And exhale, you slide your hands very smoothly back. Padangusthasana, lift the big toe, grab it with peace fingers, and then fold over the thighs. How tip I was given yesterday, if you find this slightly uncomfortable, you can try wrapping the triceps in and bringing them on top of the shins. If for whatever reason this doesn't feel good on your shoulders, try this variation with the triceps in. I literally learned it the other week from a teacher and went, oh, this sounds fun. Slowly let go of whichever variation you went for and go into Padahastasana, so back of the hands onto the mat, stepping onto these hands, maybe just stepping onto the fingers, maybe on the palm of the hands, maybe you're walking the toes all the way to the wrist, and fold over the thighs. Slowly start lifting the hands. Come back into your Malasana again, so your yogi squat.
Bend your knees out. We're gonna take little frog hops to travel to the top of the mat. Frog hops. You can take little normal hops if that's little sort of handstand hops. If you can walk on your hands, by all means do your thing. If you want to come with me, place the hands almost as if you wanted to go into crow. On an inhale, you start straightening your leg, you lift up, you take a little hop, clap the inside of the ankles, and then land back into your malasana. And then you step the hands forward, lift your hips so they come on top of your shoulders, take a little hop, clap your ankles. Maybe you clap them twice. Again, I can't because I shouldn't even do this. Walk, hop, jump, handstand, handstand walk, gap to the front of the mat. And then lower your heels and slowly come back to your Tadasana, one vertebra at a time, sucking your navel in. Feet together, hands on your hips. Take one big step out wide, either the left or the right, depending where your screen is, to be honest. So you find your Prasarita stance. Slightly pigeon-toed feet, so toes in, heel slightly out. Inhale, little back bend. Exhale, hinging from the hips, you start falling forward. Maybe the hands find the mat underneath your shoulders. Maybe you have a tripod headstand in your practice. If so, walk your hands back so that they level with the heels of the feet. Crown the head even on the mat. Elbows magnetized towards one another. I don't think I'm gonna demo this because I could just scream out in pain. If you have your thing, go ahead or stay into your forward fold, which is perfectly good. Remember, ahimsa, non-violence to yourself. If a variation of an asana feels painful, then you probably shouldn't do it today. On the next inhale, wherever you are, if you're still praying in tripod, maybe you play with side crow, maybe you bring side crow to one side and then the other. Everybody else, start coming up halfway, hands on hips, interlace the fingers behind your lower back. Inhale here, slightly open. And exhale, fold forward, let the shoulders go, let the arms fall where they fall. The weight is in the balls of the feet rather than in the heels. So you want your hips to come a little bit higher than they probably are. If you're still in tripod, some of you slowly see if you can land back on the mat the way you lifted. Everybody on a slow inhale using your core. Start lifting yourself up. Inhale here. Exhale. Release the hands, slide them along the outside of the leg and find, I believe, variation D. So the hands reach the heels. And you'll have another variation of the forward fold. Good stretch for the outside of the legs. Good stretch for your back. From here, walk your hands back into the center of the mat as if you wanted to go into your tripods. Then look to the back of the mat, so to your left foot, presumably. Walk the hands all the way there. If it's the right foot, it doesn't really matter. Drop the right knee for me. Find your half split, facing the back of the mat. If you went the opposite way in terms of direction, that's fine, because we're going to do both legs, so don't worry too much. Find your Hanumanasana, facing the back of the mat. Hands about halfway up the shin. After a couple of breaths, if you have full Hanuman, so full split, maybe you start sliding the front foot forward, the back knee back at the same time. Don't force, never force a full split. I'm certainly not going into it today. I don't have, my left hamstring is saying no, and that's absolutely fine. From here, if you went into full split, slide the front heel back in. We're going to walk back all the way into a Prasarita stance and then all the way to the front of the mat, taking full split at the front. So lower the back knee, whichever one it is. Extend the front thigh, front leg, find your Hanuman on, well, in my case, in the right side. In your case, it might be the left, depending which way you walked out. Look to your toes, flex the toes towards you. If you want to go into full split, by all means, you got the option. As long as you're not hurting yourself. And remember, one side might be more flexible, more open than the other. Absolutely fine. Remember, if you're in full split, your hands are further back, so pretty much level with your hips. Take one more breath. And slowly start sliding the front heel back towards where it was. Lift the back knee, walk back again to the long edge of the mat and find your Samakanasana, so your wide-legged split, standing wide-legged stance. I don't remember, I know it is Sanskrit. Maybe you stay on your hands, maybe you come onto your forearms, opening the chest still. So looking to the front, not the back, not coming from your neck. Really feel the stretch into the inner thighs here, but try to imagine you're squeezing them towards one another. Take one more breath and slowly start lowering your feet in. Come back onto your hands. From here, walk your hands all the way to the front. Step the front foot back, whether it's the left or the right, and take your vinyasa. Reset. Forget. It's all done. There's a lot of inner thighs work. I decided to spare you the Mula Bandha checkups because it's a Rocket 2 practice. There's no time. So from here, look to the hands, bend your knees, gently step the shins onto the mat. Find your camel prep position. So you're standing, you're standing on your shins. Toes can be tucked for the first one. Now camel, it's all about core control and glute engagement. So really make sure you have a handle on your Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha being super, super on, and your glute muscles squeezing towards each other. So first option, start by placing the hands onto the lower back with the fingers facing up. Remember, chest open. Every back bend is also a heart opener, so we never really want to close the chest. Take an inhale here, and exhale, start bending back, opening the chest. Make sure not to sink into your lower back. You can stay here. Maybe you can bring one hand to the heel, the other one as well. Maybe you can let go of the neck. Squeeze those glutes together. Think of that Mula Bandha. Don't lose the engagement here. And on the next inhale, can you bring one hand to the lower back, the other one to your lower back, and then try to come out without twisting to the side. Now sit on your heels, resist the temptation of going to your child's pose. I know you want to, but it's not good for the spine to bend one way and then the other 400 times. We will forward fold after we're done with the back bending. Come back onto your shins. Now second variation, you can do exactly the one that we just done, perfectly fine. If you feel that you got a bit more openness, you can go into your drop backs. You can bring the prayer to your heart center. This is optional, only do it if it's in your practice, because I'm not there to catch you or make sure that you don't hurt yourself. So please, please be mindful. Squeeze the glutes. Inhale, prayer up. Exhale, start leaning back. Maybe you find a mat and find your Kapotasana, so your double pigeon really. Maybe the hands find the toes. Feel the stretch into the thighs and the hip flexors. Don't forget the glutes. Now coming back from this one is a bit tricky. Plant the hands. Try to come up, placing one hand onto the shin, then the other one, and then using the core to bring you back up. Sit back onto your heels, take a breath. We got a third one coming of choice. You can do either one, other ones that you have done. You can say no, enough, take a long child's pose. If you have drop backs, you can drop back into your wheel. If you do want to try that, if you have that in your practice, you know your back is warm enough and can do that. Squeeze glutes, start with toes tucked because you're going to have to go back into your wheel. Inhale, prayer to heart center, open the chest. Exhale, push your hips. Look at me fading completely. Push your hips forward. Start dropping back. Hands, find the mat, push. It's all about thigh strength. Find your Urdhva Dhanurasana, your full wheel. From here, You can do whatever you want. You know wheel is fun. You can maybe lift one leg, then the other. Now, there is a way back from camel here, or you can exit the normal way from wheel. If you want to go back into your camel, start bending your elbows. You imagine you're lowering the heels back onto the mat. Bring the hands to, that was back, to the feet, and then to your lower back. And then you stand up, finally, find your child's pose. If you're there already, you're probably super relaxed, and I applaud you. If you've done 3 rounds of camel, make sure you forward fold into a child's pose. You can give your lower back a little massage here, which is always nice and appreciated. Come back to your tabletop position, tuck your toes, find your downward facing dog. From here, we're gonna walk, hop to seated. So bend your knees. You can walk the feet and then sit down. You can hop. Maybe you have a straight float. I don't. Find your Navasana boat pose. It's always good to walk the core. Shins parallel to the mat. Sorry, I'm out of breath. Maybe you start supporting the back of the thighs. Chest open. Exhale, low boat. Hover the legs, hover the shoulders, over the head. Inhale, high boat, sorry. Exhale, low boat. We're only going to do it 3 more times. Inhale, high. Exhale, low. Keep your core engaged. Inhale, high. Exhale, low. Inhale, back to Navasana for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, Hadha Navasana for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to Navasana, then cross your ankles, roll over the thighs, take a vinyasa. Find your down dog at the end of it. Inhale, lift the right leg high, Ekapada. Exhale, slowly bring the right knee behind the right wrist, lower the right shin. Prepare for your pigeon. I know. Just the right shin, sorry. And to the angle that feels right for you, so you don't want any pain in the right knee. You want to feel a stretch in the back of the right glute, well, the right glute and the back of the right leg, really. And also the outside of the right leg. So press the outer edge of the right foot into the mat. Hands either side of your hips. Maybe you lift them. Core in. Inhale, arms high, not the shoulders stay low. And exhale, how slowly, using your core control, can you come to fold and find your Ekapada Kapotasana. Stay here. Maybe you need to make some adjustments. Make sure the back leg is nice and long. Maybe you can bring the right foot a little bit higher. Maybe you rest in the hands onto the forehead, even onto the hands. Now you can stay here, or for the next 5 breaths, if you have mermaid variation, Ekapada Raja Kapotasana, I believe, bit of a mouthful. Walk the hands back in, walk the left knee a little bit closer to your groin area, press the outside of the right shin into the mat, bend the left foot in, see if you can find it with the left hand. Maybe you place the foot into the crease of the elbow. Maybe this is good enough. Maybe you lift the right arm up. Try and keep the hips and the shoulders square to the front. Maybe the right hand find the left hand. Maybe find the foot. Maybe you can flip your shoulder grip and find your full mermaid. Make sure you squeeze the glutes and you open the chest. The second you feel pinching in your lower back, you've gone too far. And then slowly let go. If you went for this, place the hands at the front of the mat. If you're still in your sleeping pigeon, whatever, lying down, recline pigeon is what I was looking for. Slowly start coming out of it. Tap the left toe, lift the right leg, give it a little shake, and then place it back onto the mat. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, very slowly move into your pigeon on the left hand side, left knee behind left wrist, extend the right leg back. Make sure it's nice and straight so it's not twisting to the side. Adjust the left shin, so bring the left foot a little bit higher, not too much. The idea that the left shin is to be parallel to the front of the mat is mostly a myth. It's possibly for some people, but a lot. Okay, that went, but we're now back. Unfortunately, you can't see me,